coverage this afternoon. My name is Darassi, and I'm joined by concerned members of the city of Elizabeth. And we're here to call for the immediate resignation of school board member Michaelle Aristote. We have in our possession information indicating Ms. Aristote voted in June 2011 Roselle primary. Then 10 months later, on April 19th, she was appointed to serve out the unexpired term of former school board member Pastor Raul Gomez, who resigned. After being appointed to the Elizabeth School Board, Ms. Aristote filed a change of address voter registration form in April 27, 2012 with the Union County Board of Elections, indicating her new address is 157 Elm Street in Elizabeth. Nonetheless, property deeds clearly indicate that Ms. Aristote lived at this property since May of 2009. When appointed to the school board in April, both the Elizabeth School Board and Ms. Aristote had to be aware that she did not meet the necessary one-year residency requirement. In addition, could possibly be looking at voter fraud charges. However, violating the public trust seems to be norm of the Elizabeth School Board concerning. We were here a year ago in September asking for the resignation of yet another school board former president, Marie Munn, after she was arrested of lying to obtain free lunch for her two children from the federal funded program. In closing, we're asking the state attorneys general to conduct a full investigation to determine if voter fraud was committed. At this time, we'd be more happy in entertaining any questions from the media.
You're aware that she resigned on Friday. She tendered her resignation on Friday, citing personal reasons. She also withdrew her name from the November election before the board came together.
Well, we find that kind of ironic because it was leaked out. They were aware that we were coming to a school board meeting this Thursday to expose them, and the information about her discrepancy was inadvertently leaked out. So they informed her on Friday it's in her best interest to resign. I mean, frankly, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out you were appointed to fill an unexpired term in April, and then a few 5 or 6 months later, you're up for re-election, and then you abruptly say you're not running. There's something wrong with that picture.
When did you discovered this? When did you find this? How did you start? What motivated you?
The problem was we just found it odd that every time when a former board member is resigning, they already have someone filling the position. So we decided that we were going to start investigating on all these new board members that they're putting into our schools and trying to find out their background, where did they come from, what knowledge do they have of the school, and not publicizing to the other residents of Elizabeth that there's an opening position of a former board member or board member that is thinking about resigning. So we started taking it upon ourselves for us to look further into it.
Through that process, you started.
Yes, that's how we discovered when we looked into her name, and then we found out that she was living in Roselle, on West 57th Street, apartment 57B. We turned around and we started looking into more of it, and then I asked James to go to the Board of Elections and get the reports to find out where did she actually vote for that.
Okay. When did that happen?
3 weeks ago.
How many people are your coalition?
Well, there's about 15 to 25.
Okay. How long have you guys been operating?
Coalition has been around since 2007.
Because of the malicious things, the misappropriation of the funds that's going on into the schools, the way our children are getting their education, the 160 credits that they impose on the children. We have a higher dropout rate for the kids in the Elizabeth. That's That's where education has been our number one goal, to try to get these kids in the right atmosphere.
You consider yourselves a local activist group?
Yeah, I mean, basically an advocacy group, to make sure that taxpaying dollars, the residents of the city of Elizabeth are getting their property, for their taxpaying dollars. You got last 6 months, $1.5 million was paid out in settlements to 15 individuals, and you got 90 more pending. That raises red flags. As a taxpayer, it behooves you, you want to look further into this. You got twice misappropriating the children's state funding for frivolous media commercials.
And not only that, it's also with the lunch scandals. We have a former president that still is sitting on the board. She did not fully resign. She got indicted, and she still is out there with our children on so-called, we want the best for our children. How can you show the best of our children if you're the one that showed that it's easy to steal from the children? So that's where our concerns are right now.
As you're pleased
Well, this is just one part of it. The second part of the layer. The first part was here a year ago. This time we had a press conference about former President Marie Munn and the lunch scandal, and now we're here a year later, almost to the day, and this is the second layer we pulled back.